All right, so move on to the next segment. I'll be sharing my top 5 most disappointing teams in NBA history. So I'll be having my list from 5 all the way down to number 1 of my top 5 disappointing teams in NBA history. Starting at number 5, I had the 2015 Golden State Warriors. Now, let's pause the brakes here. The Golden State Warriors are on my list because of the following reasons. I have to add them to the list for not crossing the finish line back in the 2015-2016 NBA season. The Golden State Warriors went on to go 73-9. That is finishing with the best regular season record in NBA history. They overcame a 3-1 lead in the Western Conference Finals when Oklahoma City Thunder, Kevin Durant, and Russell Westbrook had this Warriors teams on the ropes. But the Warriors overcame a 3-1 deficit in the Western Conference Finals to punch their ticket to the NBA Finals. And right when they were about to cross the finish line, about to finish the best NBA season in NBA history, having the best regular season, 73-9, overcoming a 3-1 deficit in the Western Conference Finals, just to turn around and blow your own 3-1 deficit, being up 3-1 against the Cavaliers. To me, that is the biggest letdown in sports history when you're talking, or I should say the biggest lead blown in sports history. Man, that they should have really nailed the coffin. I think if they did that, you would have honestly have to put that team as the best team in NBA history because of what they accomplished that year. But I digress. They're number 5 on my list. At number 4, I have the 2017 Oklahoma City Thunder team. Now, when you look back at this 2017-2018 Oklahoma City Thunder team, they were one of the best teams on paper in the 2010s. This team had Russell Westbrook, a former MVP. You had Paul George, one of the best small forwards in the 2010s. You had Carmelo Anthony, one of the greatest scorers in NBA history. And you had Steven Adams on this team. That is 4 great star-studded players, all in their prime at the time when they teamed up together in Oklahoma City. And the thing is with this team, they just lack chemistry. Like, I just don't know how to put it. They especially Carmelo, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook, they just never glued together. And you can see that because they got bounced in the first round by the hands of the Jazz, losing that series 4-2 in the first round. And we just never seen this team really pick it up where they were supposed to be. The team eventually broke up. We've seen players traded elsewhere. They have to be one of the most disappointing teams in NBA history because they couldn't officially achieve what they set out to do. And that's even come close to competing for a title. At number 3, this is a recent memory one, but at number 3, I have the Brooklyn Nets era of Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden being one of the worst and one of the most disappointing teams in NBA history. You had the big 3 in Brooklyn of Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden. Those 3 easily should have won a title together, at least one. There's no way in hell that this big 3 never even got close to winning a title. Never even made it to a conference finals appearance. Never made it to an NBA finals appearance. The 3 star-studded players are amongst several of the best players of the 2010s era. When you talk about Kevin Durant, one of the best scorers of all time. When you talk about Kyrie Irving, his skill set being one of the best point guards of this generation. Ball handling skills top-notch. James Harden being one of the greatest scorers of this generation. Former MVP in his own right. But the big 3 of those players only played a total of 16 games together. All 3 players are no longer part of the franchise. They have all been shipped out one by one. And this has to go down as an absolute failure for them not to achieve what they set out to do and go down as one of the worst super teams in NBA history. This Brooklyn Nets era ranks number 3rd on my disappointing list. At number 2, I had the 2012 Los Angeles Lakers team. Now, you look back at this 2012 Los Angeles Lakers team. They had Kobe Bryant. They had Steve Nash. They had Dwight Howard. They had Paul Gasol. Only lasted one season together with all 4 of these respective players wearing the black and gold jerseys in LA. And they failed to live up to the hype. They failed to live to the expectations that they set out to do in LA when they formed this juggernaut team together. Or thought they was going to be a juggernaut team, I should say. But this hurt because they went through so much in the regular season. Then they lost Kobe Bryant the final week of the NBA regular season, the 2012-2013 season, when Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles, and he still went out with a bang, finished both of his free throws. After he tore his Achilles, actually made attempted two of his free throw shots